Stop laughing, dang it. All right, here we go. Today you've been given your synthesis essay organizer. All right, so you need to get that out on your desk. We're going to talk about that for a moment. Also, make sure you have your packet of sources. We started talking about these yesterday, and I went over source A with you yesterday. Now, there's one more thing that we need to add here. You look at this essay organizer, okay? The first two blocks are pretty easy, pretty simple. Don't need much explanation as far as that part goes. Your claim, argument, what's the main argument, and so on like that. I will say this. On a couple of the essays, it's a little difficult sometimes to know exactly what their argument is because they say one thing in the beginning and then say something that seems contradictory in the second part. Okay? In that case, write them both down. Remember, this packet is yours. Annotate, write on it, whatever you need to do. Okay? The boxes on here are just kind of to guide your thinking. Then your data, your evidence, you know what to do. We've done all that before. The third block is the one that may be a little different, a little new for you. Let's look at it. What are the assumptions or beliefs that warrant using this evidence or data to support the claim? Now, this can be looked at from two different perspectives. One of the ways that people are asked to look at this is what are the assumptions the author, the writer, is making about his or her audience? Okay. The other is what are your assumptions about his or her audience? Well, we don't really know what the author's assumptions are, so we have to go with yours. Go back to source A. Okay. We looked at it, talked about it. Talks about, the writer's talking about Representative Kolb in Arizona and all the stuff he's doing to try to eliminate, or at least not eliminate, but to kind of lessen the use of the penny, because in the long run, since his state, Arizona, has the big copper mines, if we get rid of the penny, which is made of zinc, it will increase the use of the other coins, which are made mostly of copper, which means it's going to be good for business in Arizona. Copper mines are going to be selling more copper. The owners are going to be making more money. There'll be more people put to work, etc., etc. Okay? Now, this article, though, has a very cynical bent to it, if you will. Why is that? Well, I think it reveals the author's assumption. And I'm like I said, we'll walk you through this one so you know what we're talking about. This reveals the author's assumption that Kolb, the representative in Arizona, is only doing what is right for him politically. Okay? There's no mention of Kolb addressing how much it would cost American citizens to round everything up. And we talked about that with the Walmart sales, being $10,000 per second and all that kind of stuff. You add a penny or two to every item they sell. How much is that going to cost the American consumers? All of that. None of that Kolb talks about. All he's concerned about is doing away with the penny or lessening its use so his state can be more prosperous. So then the question becomes, is that a bad thing? Well, that's not what we're really asked to address, but is that a bad thing? Isn't that what a representative is supposed to do? Do what's best for his or her constituents? Is that what they're supposed to do? Are they supposed to do that at the expense of everybody else? We hope not, but the reality is that's usually what happens, isn't it? Usually, look, here in Kentucky, we deal with the same thing with coal. Certain people want to, let's do more coal, let's do more coal. And we don't care if it's poisoning the atmosphere for everybody else. We need the jobs. You see, so they're all like this in a sense. They're elected to do that. Elected, the key word. Here's the assumption part of it. Kolb is going to do whatever he has to do to get reelected. And if he can stand up on the political stump and say, look, I have done what I needed to do to help the copper industry here. We have more people at work. Companies are making more money, therefore they're paying more taxes. It's good for our economy. Look at what I've done. You want to continue this, vote for me. Now, it's a long, drawn-out explanation, I understand, but do you get the point here? The assumptions are really key to understanding the articles. When you really think about the assumptions connected with the article, then you can really get at what's the real purpose of the article. Because sometimes what seems to be the purpose right at first read turns out not really to be the purpose. So, is this a commentary on Jim Crow? Is it a commentary on the state of politics in America? Or is it simply a commentary on batting the penny? That's something that you have to decide. This third little box is the thing that makes you do that, okay? Finally, this goes to source F. We actually have a source G in our packet. Just add it down at the bottom. You with me on that? All right, we're going to go to lunch here in just a minute. We'll start on these when we get back. Anything I need to clarify for you before we go? We're good? All right.